Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you for watching another of my videos. Today I'm doing a little bit of a Halloween tutorial. I had a cancellation today, so I had 2 minutes to just quickly do one nail. Didn't really have a plan behind it, so you'll have to forgive me because I think you can tell by looking at it. So I started by dropping 2 drops of black nail varnish into my monomer just to give it a little bit of a smoked out effect. I think I ended up adding about 4 in the end to darken it. And I'm just using that as my background because, like I said, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just going with the flow. So when I was happy with my background colour and it was as consistent as I could possibly get it, I just buffed over really lightly and then tamed the side walls in with a file. I did take it out of frame for this because it kept popping off, so I apologise for that. So I'm just using a little Mesa polish. I don't even know if that's how you say it, but that's how I've said it for 5 years. That's how I'm going to continue to say it. But I just used a black Mesa polish and a little fine liner. I'm not sure where I got the fine liner from. I think it might be CJP's website. Not 100%. And I'm just going to create a little spider web. I wasn't very neat with this, but like I said, it was just a background. And you can't even see this in the end anyway, because like I said, I didn't really know what we're doing, so it was all in vain. But how I would have wanted it, I ended up doing the skull a little bit too big, which made the flower a little bit too big, which then obviously there were no background left, so yeah. When I finished my spider web, I just top coated it with CJP's top gloss and cured that, and then started on my skull shape. This did not go according to plan. I've done loads of skulls, but for some reason this one just went wrong. I feel like I salvaged it in the end, but it really does look a little bit demented until I apply the acrylic paint, so please bear with. So when you've built up the shape of your skull in a thin layer, then you need to start working on building up the brow bone, the cheekbones and the nose area. Like I said, I did my eyes like way too high, so maybe use a reference picture. I think that's where I went wrong, to be honest. To sculpt the nose, I used a silicone tool that I got off eBay like years ago, before I even knew what they were for. And again, I did the nose a little bit wrong, but it was really easy. It was a lot easier to use a silicone tool than it would have been to use like the nib of my brush. And also, you're not shoving acrylic down into your brush by poking it in. So I definitely recommend to use some sort of tool or implement. And again, I'm choosing the other end of the same tool for defining the teeth. I'm really sorry that my big head is always in the way. I need a different stand. So this is my attempt at fixing the nose, but I actually preferred the initial one, but you live and you learn. The acrylic I am using to do this skull is Snow White by CJP, but I think it would look quite cute in Au Natural as well, just to give it a little bit of an off-white look. But I obviously went in with the acrylic paints anyway, which you'll see in a minute, but I probably wouldn't have done that had it have gone right in the first place. So again, I'm still messing about. I tried to make my eyes look a little bit less happy. And yeah, just generally messed about with it and added to it until I felt like it was salvaged. So I'm just using black acrylic to add in the depth of the skull, make it a little bit more creepy. To get the different sort of tones, I just added more water. So where I wanted it a bit lighter, I added it a bit more. I added a bit more water, and then I also created a grey out of black and white acrylic, and did the same with that by diluting it right until it were basically white. And then I added my highlights as well, just to make it a little bit more 3D looking. the good thing about acrylic paint is like you can just genuinely just mess about until you're happy, and that's what I did, and I feel like I salvaged my skull a little bit. And then I added a 3D rose using my petite brush from CJP and the colour Vamp from CJP's coloured acrylic collection. I'm so sorry that my head's just in the bloody way all the time. So yeah, I was trying to make the rose tight, like kind of overlap the skull. So I just did it by just sort of pressing it over its teeth. And then later I will add some leaves. And I think I used, did I really just say leaves? Leaves. So I'm going to add some leaves in a minute using grasshopper. Grasshopper green, which is like one of my favourite greens because you can use it for anything. I've previously added white to it and got like a nice pastel green. I've used it in weed nails, I've used it as accents in nail art, I've used it as full colour nails because it's not one of them horrible garish greens, it's quite a nice subtle green and it's my fave and you need it in your life. So to apply a gem in the middle of my rose, I used the smallest ever bead of clear acrylic just to hold it in place, and then when I've finished my design I will be matte top coating everything, but I will miss out the gem apart from the very edges just to sort of seal it in. The reason I'm using a matte top coat is because you can't really see detail when you gloss 3D work. I think it totally ruins it, but more than that, obviously with it being a Halloween design, like matte just seems more suitable. This is where I'm using grasshopper to create some leaves. I'll sort of, like I said earlier, I was trying to sort of make him behind the rose, so I've added the leaves over his face, if you get what I mean. So it's sort of more incorporated and they want just a skull and then a rose. I sort of tied the two together as much as I could. So to make the rose and the leaves look a little bit more settled into the nail, I've just gone back to my black acrylic and added a little bit more depth to them, made them look a little bit more rustic, I think the word is. They looked a little bit crisp and clean for this nail, so we soon sorted that out. When I'd finished with the painting, to seal it all in and make sure that it wouldn't wash away, I used that matte top coat that I was talking about earlier to seal it all in, and I didn't go over the gem or the background even though there's barely any of it. I just literally went over the 3D work and around the gem so that the gem would be more secure. So this is the finished design. I hope you like it. I am quite pleased with it, I'm not gonna lie, but it's just not how I would have wanted it to turn out, if that makes sense. I think every nail artist or general artist has that issue. They can't get the original image out of their head. So I'll probably have another bash at this over the next few days, but obviously I'm not going to do another tutorial. But follow my Instagram and you'll see it there if I do so. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you next time.